Imagine, just for a bit, that you are standing in front of the huge view of your own life, a place full of choices, doubts, and quiet questions that stay with you all through life. Think about how many times you have wondered why you are here, what your life really means, and what deep power is shaping your thoughts, wants, fears, and fate. In this journey, we go into one of the most serious themes ever studied by the mind and wisdom, the psychology of the meaning of life, through the mind of Carl Jung. And what you will find here has the strength to totally change the way you understand your goal, your fights, and your inner potential. What waits in the final secret is the most strong of all, a view capable of changing how you see yourself and the world around you. Jung
believed that the search for meaning is not just a smart interest, but a vital mental need. When people lose their sense of goal, they fall into worry, emptiness, and inner fight. He saw that many of the problems people face come not from outside things, but from an inner hole, a lack of aim that slowly eats the spirit. But when a person finds meaning, even pain becomes easy to bear. When one finds a why, as Viktor Frankl later said, the how becomes possible. This basic truth is at the heart of Jung's psychology. And throughout this part, you'll be invited to face questions that may show hidden truths within yourself. Before we go on, if thoughts like this touch you, if you like digging into wisdom, the mind, and the deep way humans act, then join the channel. Leave your like, comment, and share this video. Your help helps bring this talk to more people who are also looking for knowledge, change, and finding themselves. And I promise what you will see here may change the way you look at your path and your inner world in surprising and strong ways. For Jung, the meaning of life is found through becoming your true self, the process of becoming who you really are. Becoming yourself does not mean being perfect or getting outside success. It means joining all the parts of your mind, the conscious and the deep mind, the light and the dark, the strengths and the hurts. According to Jung, every person carries within themselves a deep inner story full of signs, memories, wants, unsolved fights, and great potential waiting to be seen. When someone avoids this inner world, life becomes messy and empty.
When someone starts to look at it with honesty, the path toward meaning becomes clear. So ask yourself, have you really listened to your inner voice, or have you been living only to please the outside world? Jung said that meaning is not something the world gives you, it is something you find within your own heart. This is why he studied old stories, faiths, dreams, ancient signs, and cultural tales from all over the world. He saw that human beings share common mental patterns, what he called archetypes. These internal patterns shape the way you talk to others, the way you face hard times, and the way you build who you are. They form the hidden frame of your soul. Understanding this inner frame can help you find out why certain events affect you so deeply, why you repeat certain paths, and why life seems to push you toward particular tests or wants. Think about this. What are the hints in your life that you have been missing? What feelings keep coming back, almost as if they are trying to tell you something? What fears do you run from, because you feel they might show something scary? Jung believed that the deep mind speaks through dreams, signs, fights, and repeating habits. When you ignore these hints, they get louder. When you listen to them, they guide you. Maybe the meaning you want is hidden, not in what you want to get, but in what you need to face. Writers like Joseph Campbell said this idea with the concept of the hero's journey, the idea that every person is called at some point to start a path of inner change. Jung's ideas form the mental base of this journey.
Your fears, your doubts, your blocks, they are not random. They are calls. They ask you to grow. They ask you to understand who you really are, beyond what people expect.
and beyond your own self-made limits. Now think deeply. What question about the meaning of your life has been ringing inside you? What part of yourself are you scared to look at, yet feel pulled to know? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your words may help someone who is walking a similar path. This is only the start of our talk. There is still much more to find about how Jung understood goal, identity, and the inner forces that lead your life. Imagine that your life is a talk, not between you and the world, but between you and your own deep mind. Carl Jung believed that every human being is born with an inner plan, a mental base,
that shapes the goal of their life. This plan does not show itself all at once. It opens slowly through tests, friends, hard times, dreams, and moments of deep thinking. And here is one of Jung's strongest ideas. Life is always trying to make you whole, even when it feels like it is breaking you apart. Jung saw that most people try to run from the pain of inner fight. They keep busy with work, friends, fun, and endless noise. But the deep mind waits patiently. And when the person refuses to listen, the deep mind speaks louder. It may speak through worry, failing again and again, hard feelings, or dreams that bother and confuse. Jung taught that these are not punishments. They are messages, signs, tries of the soul to find balance. And if you learn to know these signs, you start to find the meaning your life is trying to show. Think about your own story. Are there habits that repeat? Feelings that you cannot fully explain? Meetings that change you, even when you do not know why? Jung would say these are not luck. He believed in something he called synchronicity, meaningful accidents that carry deep signs and point you toward your path. When you start to see the habits in your life, you start to understand the secret language of your mind. Meaning is found not only in what happens to you, but in how these things ring inside your soul. But Jung also warned about a strong block on this path, the shadow. The shadow is the part of yourself that you hide, say no to, reject, or refuse to own. It has your fears, your weaknesses, your urges, and the parts of your personality you think are not okay. But it also has your strength, your creativity, and the parts of your identity that you have not yet found. The shadow is not your enemy. It is the key to your growth. Jung argued that you cannot find meaning without facing your shadow, because meaning is born when you join what you fear, instead of running from it. Ask yourself, what part of yourself have you been avoiding? What feelings do you hide because you think they will make you look weak? What dreams do you ignore because you fear losing? Your shadow is not trying to hurt you. It is trying to wake you up. Jung believed that if you do not face your shadow on purpose, it will run your life from the back, shaping your choices without you knowing it. But when you bring the shadow to light, it becomes strength, wisdom, and goal. This is why Jung said that the meaning of life is not something you find in a book, a rule, or a formula. It comes from your honest meeting with your inner world. The old stories that Jung studied were not just tales about gods and monsters. They were examples for the fights of the human mind. The troubles you face are not random. They mirror the inner path that heroes, wise people, and seekers have walked for years. You too are walking this old path. Think about this. What if the biggest walls in your life are actually the guards of your goal? What if the times that caused you the most pain are the very times making the person you were meant to be? Jung believed that pain has meaning when it changes you. He wrote that the best growth often comes from the deepest hurts.
Because hurts open the door to finding yourself. Meaning does not show up in ease. It shows up when you dare to face the unknown within yourself. Think about a time when you felt lost or empty. Did something change inside you? Did it force you to question your beliefs, your friends, or the way your life was going? Jung would say that these times are doors, calls to step into a higher level of thinking. But you must walk through the door. No one can do it for you. The path toward meaning is personal, private, and deeply life-changing. As you listen to this, think on your own inner call. What is your deep mind trying to show? What dream keeps coming back? What feeling keeps asking to be seen? What part of your identity is asking to grow? Share in the comments what inner fight or question has been shaping your path lately. Your words might help others see their own. This part of our talk brings us closer to knowing how Jung believed meaning comes out from the meeting with the deep mind, the shadow, and the signs that lead your growth. But the walk goes on, and what comes next will take us even deeper into Jung's view of goal, fate, and the inner forces shaping your life. Think that your life is not just a list of events, but a symbolic story opening with a reason. Carl Jung believed that every person is the main star of an inner adventure shaped by hidden forces, old patterns, and a future that slowly shows itself through knowing yourself. To understand the meaning of your life, Jung said that you must understand the story your soul is trying to tell, and to get that story,
You must learn to see the signs that show up throughout your life, both when you are awake and in your dreams. For Jung, dreams were not random. They were messages from the deep mind, sometimes messy, sometimes scary, but always meaningful. He believed that dreams show what the conscious mind refuses to see. When you dream of being chased, perhaps something in your life needs your focus. When you dream of losing something, maybe you fear losing a part of yourself. When you dream of flying, perhaps your mind is trying to show you a want for freedom or rising above. Jung told people to watch these messages because they are clues to the deeper goal of your life. Meaning is found not only in what you know, but also in what you dare to look at. Jung also spoke about archetypes,
the common mental patterns shared by all people. These archetypes show up in stories, tales, and faiths across different lands, and they also show up in the tests of your daily life. The hero comes out when you feel called to beat hard times. The wise person shows up when you seek truth and wisdom. The giver comes out when you give up things for others. The shadow shows up when you face parts of yourself that you would rather ignore. These archetypes shape your mental path and help you understand who you are becoming. Think about your own life for a moment. Which archetype are you living now? Are you the seeker looking for answers? Are you the hurt healer, turning your pain into kindness? Are you the hero, facing tests that need grit? Think on what part feels most present in your life today, and ask yourself what this part is trying to teach you. Jung believed that meaning grows as you grow. Life always invites you to grow into a bigger version of yourself. And that growth is often hard. The fights you face are not distractions from your path. They are the path. Every emotional fight, every hard time, every doubt you feel has a chance for change. Jung famously said that the biggest and vital problems of life are all basically impossible to solve. They can never be settled, only outgrown. This means that meaning does not come from removing your tests, but from rising above them with a deeper knowing of who you are. Think how many times you have tried to solve your feelings by ignoring them or pushing them away. Jung warned that what you fight does not go away, it gets stronger. But when you look at your feelings with honesty, they start to guide you. Fear can show your deepest wants. Sadness can show what you value most. Anger can show where your limits have been broken. Every feeling has wisdom. Every fight has a message. Meaning comes out when you learn to listen. This process of listening is what Jung called the talk between the ego and the self. The ego is who you think you are.
the person you believe you are. The self is your whole being, the person you are meant to become. Every step toward meaning is a step toward making your ego match yourself. When your actions, wants, values, and inner truth move together, life starts to feel like it has a goal. When they are fighting, you feel lost, split, or cut off. Jung taught that the goal of life is not being perfect,
But being whole, and being whole can only be done when all parts of who you are seen and joined together. Think about the times when you felt truly right with yourself, times when you acted from your deepest truth, when you followed your gut feeling, when you felt led by something bigger than logic. Those times are glimpses of the self. They are proof that your life has meaning, even when you cannot fully explain it. Meaning is not something far away. It is something that whispers through your gut, your feelings, your dreams, and the habits that shape your story. Think now, what inner voice have you been ignoring? What truth have you been slow to accept? What path have you felt pulled to but feared to follow? Share your thoughts in the comments. Your voice may give light to someone else.
walking their own inner path. This part brings us closer to the core of Jung's view of meaning. The idea that your life is a symbolic path led by archetypes, dreams, and the talk between the ego and the self. But the most strong secret, the one that ties all of this together and shows the deepest goal of your life, is still ahead. Think that everything in your life, every joy, every hurt, every fear, every moment of clear thought, is part of a bigger move, pulling you toward the person you are meant to become. This is the heart of Carl Jung's view of the meaning of life. He believed that purpose is not something you hunt, it is something you find when you dare to face your inner world. And now we get to the most strong secret. The true meaning of your life comes out when you join the long process of becoming whole for Jung. Being whole is the joining of opposites within you. It is the matching of what you show to the world and what you hide, of your strengths and your hurts, of your wants and your fears. Most people spend their lives trying to show a clean version of themselves, the mask. But under the mask lives the shadow, the inner child, the hurt self, the natural self, and the intuitive self. Only by accepting all of these parts can you find out who you really are. Jung taught that meaning is not found by becoming someone else. It is found by returning to yourself. And here is the truth that many people avoid. The process of finding meaning is not easy. It needs honesty, being open, courage, and the will to face the unknown within your own mind, Jung argued.
That the biggest danger is not outside pain, but inside standing still. When you stop growing, life loses its taste. When you quiet your inner voice, your soul becomes restless. When you deny your truth, your deep mind fights back. But when you start to listen, something great happens. Life starts to feel alive again. Think about those times when you felt a strange pull towards something new, a new hobby, a new friend, a new way in life. Jung believed these pulls come from the self, leading you toward your potential. They are not random, they are calls. The question is whether you are ready to take them. Many people ignore these calls because they fear change. But Jung reminded us that we meet our fate not in the places we run toward, but in the places we run from. Meaning grows when you go after what calls you, even when it scares you. Jung also believed that the meaning of life is deeply tied to your own special self. No two paths are the same. What feeds one person may cage another. What moves someone may bore someone else. This is why comparing yourself to others takes away your sense of goal. You are not meant to walk their path, you are meant to walk yours. And your path is shaped by your past, your hurts, your talents, your signs, your dreams, and the deep forces that live only within you. But there is something even deeper. Jung taught that meaning is not only personal, it is also for everyone. Every time you grow, you lift the world around you. Every time you understand your shadow, you break a habit that might have hurt others. Every time you act as your real self, you move others to do the same.
Jung believed that the world suffers because people refuse to face their own darkness. Change starts within the person, and through the person, it changes all people. The meaning of your life is part of the meaning you bring to the world. Think how your fights have shaped your empathy. Think how your hurts have made you more kind. Think how your experiences have given you views that could help someone else. Meaning is not a lonely treasure. It is a ripple that spreads from the depths of your being into the lives of others. But the most deep truth comes now. Jung believed that the final meaning of life is the walk toward the self, the seeing of who you truly are under all the lies. This path is not straight. It is a circle, symbolic and deeply emotional. You will face your shadow. You will face your fears.
You will find parts of yourself again that you thought were lost. And through this process, you will wake up to your inner goal. Meaning is not a place you get to. It is a bond with your soul. Ask yourself now, what is coming out in you at this part of your life? What truth is becoming impossible to ignore? What inner way feels more real than the path you have been following? Share your thoughts in the comments, because your story might show the way for someone else's walk. And as we close this talk, remember this. You are not born to live a life told by others, fear or automatic habits. You were born to become yourself, to find your goal through knowing, courage, and the joining of all that you are. Jung believes that when you commit to this inner walk, life answers, chances appear.
Special timing happens, new paths open. You start to feel led, not by luck, but by meaning. Your walk is special, your goal is real, and the meaning of your life is already written within you, waiting to be found, through the brave act of looking inside. Thanks for looking.